The N64 era, I have stated before, had the greatest era in all gaming, and anyone can see why, with an amazing stellar lineup of amazing titles from Mario 64 to Paper Mario. However, with all the great games, there was one genre that was totally lacking, unless it was actually Quest 64. Ew. However, there was a company in Japan called Noise that made a fantastic Japanese-only exclusive JRPG. This game is Custom Robo, one of the coolest, if not the coolest JRPG on the N64. Extremely fun gameplay, excellent graphic, great music, and one of the most compelling concepts of all time in a video game. By the way, this review is dedicated to the man that got me into Custom Robo and one of my favorite reviewers. His name is Glenn Plant. And also the people who did the English translation, Star Trinket. But is this game as great as I say? And why hasn't this game left Japan and gone to the States? Let's find out on my review of Custom Robo. The history for Custom Robo starts with a toy company called Noise. They said that the game was inspired by them playing with action figures as children with their friends. The concept of the game came to life in the form of an N64 game under the name Custom Robo. The gameplay for Custom Robo is pretty simple with some complicated customs. First off, you move around and talk to people just like any other RPGs. However, the core gameplay is the fighting. When you use your Custom Robo, you go into these things called Holoceuns. You fight using your Custom Robo. When you fight, it's usually something out of Gundam Wing or Transformers movie. You both have a health of 1,000, and whoever knocks them down under that number wins the game. Also, in winning, you can receive data for weapons parts and upgrades. You can use these for your Robo throughout the game. These parts are interchangeable. Through collecting data and turning data into parts, you can now use these different parts in order to create how you'd like your style to be in combat. The parts are in 3 places: the shoulders, arms, and legs. The right arm is for your gun while the left arm is for your bombs. The shoulders take effect on what pods you pick. What legs are for is for you to run faster or jump higher or even be stronger depending upon which one you take. My favorite weapon in the game is the Gatling gun. It is super unbeatable. I love hiding behind walls and waiting for an unsuspecting victim to get destroyed by my awesome gun. Yeah. Take it right in the face. Pods in this game, I never really used them till this playthrough. The pods are actually awesome though. You can literally trap people in the corners and they cannot move, and there's nothing they can do about it. Trapping these people can become super handy, especially in the Great RoboCup. Bombs are great as well, but I feel like sometimes they're super inaccurate. I know that I have to aim them, but it seems like they go in a direction I didn't intend. And this can be annoying because it's a waste of an attack. The legs can change your jump. Honestly, I just stick with the legs that have a quick jump or a higher jump. Hire's a godsend, as geez man, you can jump right over these bombs, especially in the RoboCup final. The next thing I want to go over as far as gameplay goes is the control. This game is pretty easy to pick up, and I feel in control, and honestly, it feels like I did something stupid, but I actually did something stupid. It was my fault. And I never feel out of control when I'm playing this game. I don't know, there's something special about these controls. They're a little bit weird because you have to press R to jump, and you also have to use the C buttons in order to do a different attack. The A button is for firing, and the Z button is for letting out your pods. I don't know, it's just kind of different, but it still feels like it's smooth when you're playing the entire game. The next thing I want to go over for gameplay is the characters. The characters in this game are great. I love the interactions with the different characters, especially the rivals. The rivals in this game are really funny, and it's something like out of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon anime. And that's the thing that makes this game so great, is it not only feels like a Pokemon game and how it plays, but the characters in this game make it one of my favorite things about this game. Also, when it comes to characterization in this game, the cousin is my favorite character in the game, Shinny. He is such a suck-up when you win tournaments. He turns into a total fanboy, and not only that, he tells me how talented I am. I'm not joking, look! Aw, thank you. I know I'm talented. I love the characters like this. It really makes you feel like you did some significant progress throughout the game. The next part of the gameplay is the graphic. The graphics in the game are pretty stunning. I really love how the frame rate never seems to drop down for me at all. And I love the mechs and how they look in this game. The sprites in this game are really colorful and bright, and they really stand out. Every person is also super distinguishable, and all in all, for a middle of the lifespan N64 game, the graphics are actually really good. The only issue I had is Heyo is kind of weird looking. I don't know if that he's just shorter than the other people, but he looks way different. The next thing I want to go over for gameplay is the translation. I really enjoy this translation. Star Trinket did a really great job with this translation, and I can't say enough about it. The way he went about this translation is really good. There are a few graphical glitches here and there and some bugs that can cause crashes, but it's really hard to get something perfect on something like this, especially when you're not dealing with the actual hardware. So I'll let it slide. The final thing is the tournaments. They are so awesome. I really love that they give you a sense of competition. I love winning these things because you get trophies, bragging rights, and some sweet money. and the satisfaction to get showcased in front of all of the NPCs. Yeah, bow down to my greatness. The music and sound in this game is great. The soundtrack is really something that stands out and has some of the best tunes on the N64. My favorite has to be the Great RoboCup Final battle theme. I love it, it's so epic. I remember reading a GameSpot review of this game and they said that the music did not fit in certain places in the game, and I totally disagree. There was maybe one instance in the first tournament, but that's about it. The question music only plays in the tournament and when you're going to an exhibition match, and it's at a carnival. So yeah, the music is out of place once, but that's about it. And this game has awesome sounds. The game sounds super futuristic. When I think of weapon noises and gun battles in the future, this game makes me feel like we're already there. Usually I say the history is not apparent, usually in my reviews, but the story in this game is not really apparent. You basically go throughout your day playing custom Robo, competing in tournaments, winning tournaments, and going back home. The only real thing that go over as far as story is the side story, and it happens after the SCT tournament. And that is that Akira finds out there's an evil organization called Dread. Dread steals research that's been working on by the main character's mother. The doctor she was working with betrays him, and the gang is set to investigate. They investigate Dread's dark battles, and they go to their hideout. At this point, they then take it down the Dread Corporation after they've kidnapped one of your friends. You free her and the evil ones go to jail, and the next day you go on to the Great RoboCup, and after defeating Mario, the game ends with the credits ensuing. I'm not opposed to this game not having a real story. Honestly, the game has great writing without having an epic storyline. While infiltrating Dread was cool, I wanted to keep going with the tournaments and become a champion. That was the fun part of the game for me. Custom Robo is a totally awesome game, and definitely one you should try out. Custom Robo is amazing, and I believe something everybody should try. The pros are the gameplay is super smooth, and the music, sounds, and characters in this game are awesome, and I love them. The cons are really only one thing, is the story. The story is kind of lacking. I wish they could have done more with that story. It's not something that's too terrible, and I'm not really docking any points here. I just wish they would have done something more with the story. I give the score for this game 10 out of 10. This game is stunningly fun, and a great game for everyone who touches it. It is a real shame that Nintendo didn't get this to come to the States, because this game is really amazing. I don't know, the only real thing I could think of is because Pokemon was so popular out here, they didn't want to make another IP to actually compete with that. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next season and the next review. Thanks for watching, folks. Please go check out Glenn Plant and see what his videos are about. And also go to Twitter and check out Star Trinket and give them a follow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you folks soon.